Hey everyone, it's Meg, and it is time for a little channel update for the YouTube and the Twitch and all of the other stuff. I know that you guys appreciate these talking videos, at least some of you do. I know I appreciate them on my favorite channels, so if this doesn't interest you, I'll give you a TLDR in the description. But if it does, welcome to just sitting and chatting with me. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for all of your support. It's been a wild ride, especially here on YouTube, but just my whole content creation gaming career. I don't like saying career because I don't know, it doesn't feel like a career, but it's been such a wild ride and you guys have been so supportive, and there are a lot of you that will just jump platforms no matter where I am, where I'm streaming, where I'm posting. You support me, and even just the amount of support you give on the individual platforms. I never thought that I would be here and I would be doing this for a living, but even more than that, I never thought that I would have such a wonderful community of people who are like-minded and love video games and respect me and laugh with me and cry with me and feel all of our emotions and just experience really good art and media. So thank you. That's the first thing. That's the main thing. And then I just wanted to give an update on the Assassin's Creed series. Oh my gosh, how long has it been? So my first Assassin's Creed game was 9 months ago. It hasn't even been a year. And I was playing Assassin's Creed 1. And a little bit before that, I was playing, or I reacted to the trailers. And it's been a crazy 9 months. I know that some of my other story-driven playthroughs have gotten traction, but I haven't experienced this level of interest in my content ever, with just a humongous franchise. Like every single game, I literally say, okay, this is when people will drop off and say bye. I thought that with the Ezio trilogy. I thought that with Assassin's Creed 2. I thought people were just gonna say bye-bye. Thought that after Revelations. You don't even understand. I have been telling myself that for so long. And to see you guys continue to show up and watch the videos and engage in my content and, you know, have fun with me. Thank you. But I'll get to the point. So sorry. I started off the series recording for YouTube. I recorded my reactions to the trailers. I recorded the entirety of Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2. I believe maybe I streamed the end of Assassin's Creed 2, but the intent was to record Assassin's Creed. And when I say record, sorry, this is probably important. Some people might not understand. But when I say record, I mean record it exclusively for YouTube. So there's no live streaming involved, whether that's on YouTube or on Twitch. Honestly, that time of playing the first game especially and the second, I hold those memories in my heart and just kind of like breathe a sigh of gratitude and relief, because that was just such an exciting time. And there are moments in Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 where I'm just really grateful I didn't stream it live, because it's just a different medium, and I'll get to that later. But it was really fun, and I hadn't had that level of excitement for recording playthrough. Eventually I decided to stream it. You know, I was told and realized that some of the other Assassin's Creed games, the later ones, get more grindy and there's more, you know, free time in between cutscenes and story quests. And we definitely experienced that, especially with like naval combat and all these side quests I want to do. And I really don't regret my decision at all. But after much thought and consideration, I have decided to go back to recording Assassin's Creed. I really hope that doesn't disappoint any of you. It might make some of you happy. I honestly don't know, but I do know that this is the right thing for me. It's the right thing for the channel. It's the right thing for my family. There's just a lot of different reasons, and I'll try to briefly explain them. For some context, if you're kind of new here and you don't know the extent of my background, I started off on Twitch just like on a whim. Few years ago, 4 years ago, I 3 or 4, 3.5 probably. I didn't expect anything of it. I was streaming on my laptop, and it was like a MacBook, and I had no idea what I was doing. I had no experience with any of that, and just slowly started growing and developing my little community, and eventually reached partner on Twitch specifically through TikTok, because if you don't know, Twitch has like no discoverability whatsoever. So posting on TikTok really helped my growth just to get that like average of 75 viewers. And I got partnered on Twitch, and it was awesome. And I learned a lot, and I'm very grateful for it. And I do love streaming, but exploring YouTube, I started posting my Twitch VODs to YouTube, not thinking much of it, not even editing for copyright, not editing for anything. I just wanted it as like a VOD storage and a place to put my playthroughs, because Twitch has an expiration for that. Exploring on YouTube, I found that there were these people called Let's Players, and they just recorded playthroughs, and especially for story-driven games, they just recorded it exclusively for YouTube. And I was like, that's really cool. And I literally thought, I want to do that. Wouldn't that be cool if I could just sit down and record it, especially with, such a story heavy game like God of War or Red Dead Redemption or Telltale. Like, I just kind of made a goal that I wanted to grow on YouTube, and I would do what it takes so that I could at least add exclusive recorded playthroughs on YouTube, because it sounds great to me. I'm an introvert. I'm not extroverted. I was an actor before, and in my acting journey, I much preferred film over live theater. I liked classes, just like scene partners theater class, but I just didn't enjoy having to do shows, like live shows. And it's just interesting that I started off on Twitch because it's just not necessarily within my personality. I'm not someone who's very loud or takes up the whole room or everyone is looking at. Like, I do tend to enjoy blending in, being a part of something, and also working on something that feels more subtle. Like, if eventually I will probably react to some of my old film work, but I really love the subtleties of showing emotion and almost like a privacy. So the idea of recording my reaction to a game, and even movies and shows, and having the option to edit it later, having no distractions. That's another thing. Like, when you put a live audience, whether it's online or in a theater, there's a lot. You're bound to get distracted, even if you're the best freaking actor or streamer ever. There are things that happen that like you cannot control. In short, wow, that wasn't short, but in summary, I honestly feel like I'm more suited for recorded playthroughs. Even now, if you primarily watch me on Twitch, you're probably like, oh, she seems different. I don't know. When you have an audience, even if it's 20 people, there has to be a level of performance. And even if it is smaller and softer and whatever, that's live live performance, live streaming is just so exhausting to me. It's so unpredictable, and I know some people thrive on that and they do so well, and they would rather do that than just be solo, recording in their rooms playing games. But when I look at myself honestly, and I've been talking to Caleb about it and just really thinking and listening to my intuition, I just feel like my best work and my best self is with smaller groups of people, and also just the quieter moments, if that makes sense. And it's, I hope that makes sense. And some of you might prefer the other version of me that's kind of playing up the comedy and joking and all of that. And I like that part of myself too. And the thing with extroverts and introverts is it's not that I can't be sociable. It's not that I can't perform. It's just tiring. It just exhausts me. So, for example, after I stream, I have to be so on the mark with like, okay, I'm gonna take a bath. I have to calm down. The sounds in my ears, like, oh, I'm overstimulated because it is just so exhausting. So, I'm sure that's not the way it is for everyone, because with extroverts, you actually thrive off of that energy, and like you want to be around people to get that energy. But for me, it feels draining, and I'm not sure why it took me so long to put two and two together between recording and streaming, but at least I put it together now. And I think I actually did know. I think I did know that it wasn't where I was going to end up. Like, I didn't think I would be a streamer who would stream to thousands of people every day of the week. You know, that was never my dream. Even just recording reactions to gameplay, I know that some of you might be rolling your eyes like, it's not, how can you compare it to like film work or acting? For me, it's very special. There are certain playthroughs and episodes where I'm just so grateful I got my honest, undistracted reaction recorded. Like, I just told Caleb the other day that my reaction to the end of God of War Ragnarok is like one of my favorite things, because it's just such a great depiction of like making those realizations with Kratos, no spoilers, and almost emoting with the character. Like, it gives me chills. Like, it's just why I got into acting. It's why I got into all of this in the first place. There's a lot of empathy that goes into it, and there's a lot of skill with, you know, showing your expressions and all of that. And I don't know, guys. I just feel like I'm better suited for the recordings. And feel free to chime in. Like, feel free to tell me I'm wrong or I'm right. I don't know. I am pretty critical of myself, and when I watch back some of the live streams that are just copied and pasted to YouTube's, even with some edits, I'm like, you know, did I really focus on every word? Did I really listen? Like, there's a reason why reaction content does so well, because that one-on-one experience. I watch reaction content. I love music reactions. There are some reactors that make me feel like, oh my God, I'm not crazy. I bawled at this line too. I sobbed at that scene. I found that so funny, and that person is laughing with me. And it wouldn't have been the same if it was just them looking at a screen and watching it. But then meanwhile, there's people, you know, talking to you and trying to get your attention. And there's a whole audience. You know, if I was watching that, I'd be like, can you just like tell them to leave? Like, I just want to watch you, you know? So just putting myself in my audience's perspective, I just feel like not only will it be better for me and the channel, I'll be able to put out more stuff. I think I'll put out better stuff. And I don't mean that as like, oh, I'm so bad. You know, like, I feel like some people probably understand. It's just a kind of, I think with my acting background, I am more critical of myself, and I'm not afraid to be. And honestly, there have been people from the beginning of the Assassin's Creed games that have said like, you should keep recording. But all this to say, I think I knew that was right, but it's not even that like people are begging me to stream. It's not to do with my Twitch audience at all. It's me feeling a weird loyalty to Twitch. That's what it is. And it's interesting because I feel almost like an imposter on YouTube, because Twitch is where I grind it. Twitch is where I put in hours after like going to auditions, and then I was babysitting, and then I was going live, and I wasn't, you know, making any money, obviously, and streaming to 2 people. One of them was my husband. Well, fiance at the time. That's where I put in my blood, sweat, and tears. And, you know, that's where I was partnered. And, you know, while I have other things to thank, like TikTok, and then eventually YouTube, because YouTube has way more discovery than Twitch, I still feel a weird allegiance to Twitch. Like, I met literally my family there. Like my moderators, which I found through Twitch, are my family. They're my chosen family. They're just my family. Some of the community members there are like, sorry, I didn't want to get emotional, but that always feels like home. And, I don't like that I'm so tired from it and enjoying it a little bit less, but that's just the truth of it. And just because I might be better suited for another platform doesn't mean that I'm just saying goodbye completely and saying like F you, but I just through my own personality and my lived experiences, I think that's what is happening. I feel like on YouTube, I don't feel at home because I didn't grow there, if that makes sense. Like, I feel it's just the imposter syndrome. I mean, this all sounds really dramatic, but it's important to me because it does shift my mindset and my perspective and ultimately my content, which a lot of you watch a lot. So that means you're listening to me an hour a day or whatever. And so it would be nice if I was in my best spirits and the more present with you. And that's just what I want. I want to put out good content. I don't want to be exhausted. I want to be content in my life and get excited for games and yada. So in summary, I will be switching Assassin's Creed, specifically the end of Rogue, also Unity, Syndicate, and we'll probably reassess at Origins, but I have a feeling I'm not going to go back. If anything, I could maybe see Valhalla being streamed because from what I've heard, the story is there's just a lot of side stuff, like a lot of the fetch quests or like I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. It just seemed like it could be a game that's streamed. We'll reassess. I just think this is important for me because, the story is so good. I'm reading the books. I'm, like the cutscenes, especially with these shorter games, I have to watch. I have to pay attention. And even though there are so many people in the chat who want the best for me and want the best for my playthrough, there's a lot who just want to get my attention. They kind of take advantage of that live response of like, hey, do this, backseating, kind of telling me what to do, asking me the same question over and over. Like, it's not feasible for me, especially with my brain. I have ADD. It's so hard. Like, I can't just like close the chat. That's not fair to Twitch either. So yes, I'm going to be finishing Rogue as a recorded playthrough, and I'm going to record the rest of Assassin's Creed. And that was so long. I thought this whole video was going to be 10 minutes, and I have been talking for 20. There's also a whole bunch of other stuff I've talked about, how Twitch is just overall kind of crappy, especially to creators. The sub cut, like the revenue cut, is ridiculous. I don't make that much money on Twitch. Like, my consistent income, and I support my family, is way more consistent and better on YouTube just through ad revenue. So don't even think I'm streaming on Twitch for the money. Like, I put in 40 hours on Twitch, and unless I get like a very generous donor in the month, it's nothing. It's just, I mean, not nothing. Obviously it helps, but that is not the reason why I'm streaming on Twitch. Like, I don't know. And I don't want people to spend money on me. I'd rather make money through sponsorships and ad revenue. Like, I don't want anyone to drop a bunch of money on me. That's just not how I operate. And so I don't want to support Twitch. I don't want to be streaming hours and hours and hours and having to do these subathons and tipathons just for them to make half of my money, like, it's just weird. And half of my community's money, with this decision. And the decision goes for all story-driven games. I'm sorry I didn't make that clear. I know I'm like Assassin's Creed only. But for example, I'm going to be playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's definitely going to be recorded. It's not going to be streamed. Probably the Dragon Age 4. Or Dragon Age Dreadwolf, if it ever comes out, is going to be recorded. Like God of War, obviously. I've been thinking about like Death Stranding. I don't know about Fallout. Caleb said I should maybe stream Fallout, but anything that has like a big story, just my default is going to be recording for YouTube. That's going to be my default from now on. And I think that will really help me and help the channel and make it more enjoyable for you guys. So to put a little bow on that, that's done. I just wanted to let you know another thing, and I'm so sorry if this is bad news to people. I'm so sorry. I am going to pause the original Final Fantasy VII playthrough. I just finished at where the remake ends, and there's a few reasons for this. First of all, there's just not much interest. And, you know, it's easy to kind of say, like, oh, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to do what I want. But I can do what I want, like, off stream, like, not recording. I have to consider that. And I want to. I want to consider what people are interested in. And the truth is, there's just not much interest. I'm really grateful that I played it. I'm really, really grateful that that was my first introduction to Final Fantasy. But I'm going to put a little pause on it, and I'm going to start Final Fantasy VII Remake, whether that's before or after Batman Telltale Season 2. I'm not sure. I will let you know. I haven't decided yet. But another reason for that is I want my reactions to the next installments of the remake to be genuine, because like I want to hear the voice acting. Like I want to see the story. I've just heard such good things. And so I want the reactions to the story and the characters and lore drops to be genuine. And I know they're planning on making it a trilogy or something. I just want to experience it through the remake. So I hope that's okay. Sorry if that's disappointing. I might like pick it up again after the next game, you know, kind of go side by side or like pause and start. But that's my decision. And I'm excited. I'm excited to record the remake. Oh, okay. I wrote like little ridiculous notes. But again, the future story-driven games will be recorded for YouTube. I'm going to try not to feel guilty about that. Not like an imposter, a little let's play imposter. Little let's play imposter. Because this is what I wanted, and it's happening. And now that it's happening for me and I manifested it and worked for it, I'm like, oh, no, never mind. No, that's too good. That's too good. So yeah, just letting you know that's my perspective is shifting. My content is going to shift. And that being said, I'm not going to stop streaming on Twitch. In fact, I still will probably stream the same amount in terms of hours, but I would like to do 2 streams on Twitch a week that are a bit longer, so I can say hello to the EU people earlier in the afternoon for me, and then hang out with my mods, a lot of whom are in like the North America region, hang out with other people who get off work. I would like to make the streams maybe like 4 or 5 hours, and because it's such a big event for me, you know, mentally and energetically, I want to just focus my time on the stream that day. So that means we're going to continue the Oblivion and Saints Row 2 streams. I love those games for stream because so many funny clips come from it. And also there's just this kind of chill aspect. Dead Island as well, where the story is good, but it's not the most important thing. Like Saints Row, it's just a chiller vibe. I don't feel bad for looking at chat because I'll pause for the cutscenes and stuff, but it doesn't require my entire attention. So, you know, in terms of streaming games, think like all of the Saints Row franchise, and then also indie games I would love to try with my community. We could vote on it, like A Little to the Left. And then horror games, I'm not gonna play on my own and record. So like Mortuary Assistant, Outlast, stuff like that. But then for YouTube, think Telltale, Portal, Final Fantasy, stuff like that. Assassin's Creed, because I'm really focusing on the story. Yeah. That's about it. Those are my updates. And as always, this is a good opportunity if you have suggestions or questions to post them in the comments below, because I'll be looking at these comments. I do avoid them on different videos because of spoilers. So if there's anything you want to say, now's a good place to say it. I also have a reaction channel that me and Caleb work on, and it's been awesome. And we record like Batman, DC movies. We're watching the Scream series. Just a lot. We do a lot. That's available to you. And oh, the Discord, if you are kind of missing more of the live stream element of me being available to chat with and hang out in real time, I am very active on my Discord. So if you would like to join that, we have like little games in there. And I think from lowering the amount of live streams, I'm going to have much more energy for like community nights. I would love to do movie nights. We've done that in the past a lot. And I haven't been able to because I'm just streaming like 4 times a week and it's just really hard. So I would love to do more movie nights. We have a tree that we're growing in there. And I'm super active. There's like all these different channels, you know, we can game together, whatever. So that's there. And then also I'm leaving room open for YouTube streams if they pop up, you know, but like no more than 3 streams a week, if that. Does that make sense? Is that okay? I don't know. I feel like this is the right move. But thank you so much again. I appreciate you so freaking much. And I'm just so excited to experience the plethora of games I haven't played and to have it recorded in such a focused one-on-one way. I am excited. I'm excited. Ooh. I'm sending lots of love and light your way. Drink water. I'm going to go drink water and then I'm going to go record some Assassin's Creed Rogue. I'm so excited. Love you guys. Have good days and nights, and I'll see you for the next episode. Bye.